Welcome ladies and gentlemen to another video of Programmer's Corner. In this video we'll look at string manipulation and Caesar cipher shifting. So to begin with, we take a string called we like to program, which is each word is separated by a bar, and in this program what we'll do is we remove the bar and concatenate the word. So instead of saying we like to program, we'll have something like we like to program. But not just that, now we also have to implement Caesar cipher on it. So what we do is we take the first character that's in front of the bar and we'll shift it with random spaces. So we'll have to implement a random number we'll use a random number generator that already exists in Java, and we'll shift these by random places. So at the same time we'll also turn these into upper caps. So we'll see how we do it. So to begin with, we have a function manipulate and shift, which takes in the parameter input of type string and returns a string as well. So we have to declare the output in here and return output in the string. So what we do in this case is we have a boolean flag which basically tells us that it's initially declared to false. So this basically tells us that whether we have found a bar or we have not found a bar. If this is set to true, that means we have found a bar, and if it's false, that means we either have found a bar in the past and we have done the shifting of the letter after that, or we have not found the bar yet. So now we begin with the implementation. That is, we basically go through the entire string, and we have a case here. So if the flag is false, that means as of now we have not found the bar, or we have found it and we have done the shifting, or else we have found the bar and now we have to do the shifting, or we are just finding bars, we are not finding anything else. So in this case we have input dot character at I is this, that means we have found it, and so flag will become true, else we just write it to the input. So that's the first, and in this case we have the same thing. Put that character at I is not equal to this bar. So now we do the shifting in this case. So int random is equal to new number dot, well, we have to declare the random number first, which we did not. So static random number is equal to new random. So we have the random class random number dot next int. We also have to make sure that if the number is less than 0, so if rand is less than 0, then one thing we have to see, that we don't want a negative number in this case. Rand is equal to rand mod 26. So if the number is in positives, we have to make sure it's within the range of 0 to 25. Now, string temp is the character at I. So now we have this string, temp string, and we have to turn it to uppercase. Once we turn it to uppercase, we have to find the location of that string. So int character at 0. So this gives me the location of that letter that we have collected, and location is equal to location plus rand, which is the number that we have. So in this case, if the location is let's say 25 and the random number that we have created is like 2, then 25 should become 0 and 1. It should not go 26, 27. It should become, the next letter should be basically B rather than anything outside of that given space of capital letters as code. So, but before that, there is one more thing we have to do, and that is bring the location. So the capital letter section starts from 65. That's where we start from. We start from the lower bound, that's A. And once we find that, location plus 65, which is, in this case what we do is we bring the location in the range of 0 to 25, so 26 or 25 inclusive, and then we do the shifting, and then we shift it back up to 65. So if the location in this case is 0, this is going to be 65. It's not going to be anything else, because that's A according to the math that we have done. So now back up, we have, this should have a double parentheses because it's not that. Character location plus that. So now we reconvert the integer number 65 back into character, and we recast, say, and we add it to the output. And we set the flag to false again. We keep on doing this. So let's go through this one more time. We start reversing the string, which is this string that we have here. We start reversing it, and here we find that if the flag is false, which in initial state it will be, because we haven't found anything. In this case, if it is false, then it's going to come here. If it finds a bar, it's going to set it to true, and it's going to go on to the next letter. If it didn't find it, it's going to attach that letter to the output stream, and it's going to go back to go to the next letter. If it keeps on finding bars, then it's going to give a result. If it doesn't find a bar, it's going to just output the string as it is. If it finds a bar and the letters along in those strings, then it's going to set the flag to true. It's going to come here for the next letter. It's going to do the calculation. It's going to set the flag again to false, and it's going to go to the next letter. It goes on, keeps on doing those things until the end of the input string. So let's try to run it and see what it displays. once we run it, this is what comes out. So as we see, our string was we like to program. It took the v since there is no, it finds a bar, it removes it, and it takes the first letter and it shifts. So instead of shift, so now it is M I K E, and then it finds a bar again, it changes the V to T to V, and it changes the P to F. So as you see, that's the output we get. We run it again, and that's the output we get again. The L changes to D, the K changes to this, and Z changes to that. So this was a program. So if you liked it, kindly comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you for watching.